Did Trump make a mistake in Russia? And Amazon Prime Day, the site is down. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Daily Update. And the big rigmarole, the big talk on TV is, did President Trump blow it in Russia? I think he certainly made a mistake. I'm a big supporter of his, and I don't think you throw your own people under the bus, but he may have a plan behind this, so I'm going to let this go by because at the end of the day, I want to support my president, and I want him to do the best job that he thinks is best for us. So we'll let this one pass by. I'm not going to spend the whole time talking about whether or not it was right or it was wrong. It looks like he made a little boo-boo, as they say, but we'll move on. In the meantime, Amazon Prime Day today, and their site is down. It's been down since it started. Not a good sign for the biggest cloud service place in the world. But again, we'll see what happens with that as well. It did affect the stock a little bit, but I think that, again, this will resolve itself as everything else always does. In the meantime, the markets were as quiet as could be. I think everybody was waiting to get on for Prime Day because there was nothing going on all day. It was as slow a day as I can remember, and I can't tell you how long. In the meantime, it was a pretty mixed kind of day. The Russell got clobbered. The NASDAQ was lower. Dow was higher. S&P was a little bit lower, somewhat flattish. The oil got clobbered again, which is what we talked about last week, that we thought this could happen. And sure enough, here we are. And as we continue to watch the oil market, that backwardation that we talk about is narrowing in, meaning that there's a lot more room to go on the downside. And we do think by the end of the year, we'll be in the high 50s, if not lower than that. But in the meantime, don't be surprised if you see a bounce here the next day or two. You know, we're down $7 in 2 out of the last 4 days. So you always assume that something may happen here. Bonds were down today, which interest rates were rising. They moved pretty sharply. Dollar was kind of lower to flattish all day long as the euro currency took off a little bit. Gold is I think deader than the markets right now. I mean, it's got no heart rate, it's got no pulse, nobody cares. It's just sitting there. Again, we will continue to say that 1235 to 1240, if it stays above, we'll stay long. If it goes below, look out below, and we're going to duck out of it because it just doesn't make any sense anymore. Grain markets were very mixed. Wheat got clobbered. Soybeans were up, but they only finished up 13 cents. They were up over 20 and came all the way back down. Not very bullish, but did hold a key support level. Corn was wishy-washy all the time and finished up, I think, about a penny. The cattle was much stronger. As you notice, our feeders came down to that 150 and popped. And, of course, the fat stayed in that consolidation range, but close today, right at the upper end of it. Hogs came down a little bit, which is no surprise after last week's Thursday, Friday rally, so we had a little bit of a pullback. In the meantime, again, we're still loving the grains. We're still loving the livestock. You know, we're not jumping into the cattle right here as we'd look for a little bit of a pullback, but we are jumping into hogs. Again, we look for it to be that way. We did make a play in DBA, which is the power shares for some of the agricultural products. We think that's a reasonable play if you're looking for some place to invest for a small amount of money, a small risk. But in the meantime, Bitcoin exploded today, up about 500. And again, you knew it was going to pop here eventually. It looked like it was building some great support. And of course, we saw the pop, which we also talked about. In the meantime, again, the truth of the matter is there's no volatility. And the volatility is coiling tighter and tighter. You know what that happens, right? Remember when you were a kid, you had the balsa wood airplane with the rubber band, and you wound the propeller. That propeller, you tried to wind it so tight because you wanted to fly, the rubber band exploded. Well, look for volatility to have a pop here, probably sometime this week. Now, I don't know which way the market's going to go, but look for volatility to pop. Okay, because again, it's getting far too compressed into a very tight range. And when that happens, you will see usually a very big and an explosion type of move. So let's watch out for that. But in the meantime, observe the market, be patient, wait for your opportunity. There is nothing to do right here. It's really about patience. You got earnings starting out. You got Netflix coming out tonight and Goldman Sachs in the morning. Let's see if they trigger some action, some volatility in the markets. But until then, patience is a trade. And it's an art. So learn to be patient and observe the market. That's it for today's Bubba's Daily Update. Make sure you check out our high school investing site, highschoolinvesting.com. If you'd like to help us out, go to Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. And also, don't forget to catch the Bubba Show every day at 4 to 5 Eastern at LibertyTalk.fm. Todd Bubba Horwitz, Bubba's Daily Update. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much.